So if we have patience, we could see the hand of the God of our fathers trying to bring us back to our land. And we're in a little place right now where we see that the Jews are making their way through the east into the Turkish world. And that's a place where we are accepted and wanted, as the Turks want business. Jews know how to trade. Jews have liaisons with many, many different countries. So they bring in the Jews. Now we're going to take a look at Palestine under Ottoman rule. What we're looking at right here is a gravestone, a tombstone. Down below this, it writes like this. He writes, Dr. Beinhart writes, it's the tombstone of Samuel, son of Yoel, and he says the name is Yoel ibn Shwaib, from the Aragonese congregation in Salonika. So these are Jews of Spanish background. Undoubtedly probably spoke Ladino, and this was their community. Now about the Ladino, I know from reading about the Uriah Kodesh, who was circumcised by Eliyahu Navi. The commentary there says that they spoke Ladino at that time in the synagogues. So this gives you an idea of what's going on. Now, Palestine under Ottoman rule. Now, let's see how I can do this and get as much in as I can. Now, this is the whole area of conquest. Here you see Gaza, good old Gaza. Across from Gaza, this Gaza was quite large. So it went all the way from Ashkelon, which is part of Israel today. Gaza is really just this little part right over here. Ramla, these are places in Israel. Nablus, which is in the Shomron. Here's Jerusalem. Hebron. Going up to the north, that's central and southern Israel. You have names like Safed, which is Tzfat. Dalton, they have a wines made over there. Berea, Kfar Yasif, Ager. Now what I'm looking for is here, Tiberia. Here is the Sea of Galilee. It's a very, very high area over here. Goes straight up. Let's take a look at the blurbalach that we have here to understand a little bit better. So number one, in 1516, the Turkish Sultan Suleiman I conquers Palestine. The Turks spread down. Number two, in the year 1522, now remember the expulsion from Spain was 1492, so this is 30 years later, one generation approximately. Traveler relates of 1,570 Jews, 300 families living in the city of Jerusalem at that time. You see, the truth is that the Arabs are the occupiers of this land, not the Jews. The Muslim, this is a war, the war that's going on right now in this year 57-85. It's a war of religion. The Jewish people have been beaten around many, many different ways, and we have all kinds of isms amongst us: communism, socialism, Marxism, leftism, all different kinds, besides the different factions of Orthodox Jews and people that are neither here nor there, maybe traditional, but there are so many Jews that are divorced into reform, or are assimilationists. We've been through a lot and picked up all different kinds of ideas and philosophies. So many. What we seek is uniter. It's the one, the Mashiach, who can bring us all back to oneness again, back to one, because that is the power of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, is to bring oneness. So that's where you are in number 2. It gives you an idea what's going on in Jerusalem. Number 3. Now this has to do with things that we're going to be learning about. They pronounce this word, we pronounce it Sfat, or in Ashkenaz it's Sfas. But they write it as Safed. So a lot of times if you're looking for it on the map, it becomes a major Jewish center in a country with a population of 15,000. Let me read it again. I read it slightly wrong. Safed becomes major Jewish center in country with a population of 15,000. Does he mean there are 15,000 Jews in Sfat? What do they do in this area? So here is Meron, where the Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is buried. You have down here Tiberia, which is a Rambam, Rabbi Akiva, many others. They're all different kinds of Hillel and Shammai, and all of the Tanoim are buried in this area. So at any rate, it has 15,000 people in this area, engaged in farming. Now Sfat, you know, it's like a city. It's way, way up high. But on the other hand, it's on the road to Lebanon, which is obviously very high also. So there are valleys and places for farming and so on and so forth. Cloth manufacturing and export of finished goods to Damascus. It's a big, big center, Tzfat. Number 4. Jews in Tzfat live in their own quarters. In other words, there's a Jewish quarter in Tzfat. In Shechem, which today they call Nablus, it's whole deal with the Arabs, and Jerusalem in mixed quarters. They mixed, in other words, there's some Gentiles, some Gentiles. Let's see what he means. So 4 ethnic groups exist. Now this is important to know, and he brings this out much stronger. There's something called the Musta Arabs. Musta Rabs. Okay? I pronounce it Musta Arabs. They're like most Arabs. They just look just like them, dress like them, speak their language, but they're Jews. These are people who were born in the native land of Israel. So most of the Arabs are native born. Then there was Maghrebis. So Maghreb is Morocco. These are people come from North America, North Africa. Then Ashkenazim came, and Sephardim, refugees from expulsions. Things were not great for the Jews in Ashkenaz for sure. And finally, last but not least, in the late 16th century, and here we are pointing at Meron, Kfar Baram, Tzfat. It's all in the area of Tzfat. Baram probably means a high place. In the late 16th century, beginning of decline, what happens? Apparently the trade route changed. 1576 to 77, about 1,000 Jews are expelled to Cyprus. Expelled, again, to counterbalance Christian community. We were a people that during this period of time, and maybe for all time, are accustomed to expulsions and movements, going from one place to the next, moving from here to Colorado, or from here to who knows where. I went to a wedding a couple of years ago in Montana. There are Jews there. We spread out. We go many places where the opportunities for our survival. And where we go, we plant ourselves according to the places that we came from, according to the places, people that we're close to. So here we are in Eretz Yisrael, and we'll be seeing more about Eretz Yisrael and its development in future shiurim. This is Baruch Fleischman.